I am here with Pete Webster with BWT Alpine F1 Team's Human Performance Coach. Pete, thanks for talking with me.
Thanks.
I need some human performance in my life. It sounds amazing. Can you kind of give me a rundown of what that means to you and the team?
Yeah, so my role here is pretty straightforward. I'm like the father of the team. So I look after all the guys, all their elements, everything they do. So these guys, we're traveling all the time. We go through different time zones. Our bodies are a complete mess. They're working really hard. They're doing super long hours. The environment's just tough on the body. So my job is to make that whole life a lot easier, really.
Okay, so you're the father. First off, that's quite a responsibility.
Like a parent.
Yeah. Do they come to you with their problems as well?
All sorts of problems.
Yeah, they're like, help me.
Yeah. So we try to do a lot of preventative stuff to try and kind of predict what's going to happen. So like this race particularly is really hard because obviously we've got the 10-hour time or 8-hour time difference from the UK, plus the fact that we're all over the place with the kind of way we're racing at night. So the impact that has on us, everybody's tired, everybody's fatigued, and how we cope with that's really, really tough. So we try and do a lot of preventative stuff in the background to try and help that. So we're looking at how we look at vitamins, what we can fuel the body with, electrolytes, hydration, all of that sort of side. And then from that, we then look at sleep patterns, travel patterns. We monitor everybody on work devices, to keep an eye on everything that's going with each individual. And then after all of that, when they all fall apart, they come and see me and we do treatments.
So as part of your fatherly duties, like you catching people like going off track or eating something bad or doing something, you're like,
no, that's a policeman. That's different. That's different.
Yeah.
Like they all know. I mean, a lot of what we do is kind of educational. So we're not trying to force them. We don't want to be that guy that's kind of stopping them eating sausages or whatever it is.
No punching in the gut?
No punching in the gut. No, we don't operate like that. It's about educating them so they make the right choices. It's like we're on the road so much, so like if they know what to do, then that's much better than me telling them off.
Oh, for sure.
Much better.
And they see the benefits of it, right?
Yeah. So it's a balance, right?
Yeah.
It is balance.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is that there are not a lot of teams that have a human performance coach.
Okay.
So what exactly is like obviously the benefits of being very active and ready for the environment and being agile and all that stuff. So how was it before you came and what has been the improvement since you've come? Have you see those measurables?
Yeah, I mean, we've always had a coach here.
Okay.
Even before my time. I think historically we've had a physio in play who's always been on call to deal with if somebody's hurt their back, they've got an injury, they'll always have a treatment option. What we're trying to change this year is just to build it up a little bit more, so the proactive side of it is much greater now. So like going into next year, they'll have pre-season testing, pre-season training. We're going to go through all their injury lists, all of their but on a personal one-to-one basis. And then we can look at everybody's an individual, then how they operate as a crew, and then look at that kind of teamwork there as well, and then build a whole picture. So everybody's got their own personal plan, a crew plan, a role-specific plan, and then we build from there.
So you deal with not just physical injuries, you deal with like maybe somebody had a bad day and you come in and help them deal with that?
I think that's kind of part of it any rate. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's having somewhere that's quiet they can come away from, and we don't actively push for that, but it's just part of the process. So, and there's me and a doctor. So between us, we basically cover off all bases really. So,
what is your favorite aspect of this?
All of it, the guys. It's just good fun. It's a family.
Do you guys have a lot of banter and stuff?
Oh, it's always banter, yeah. It's a family, right? So I spend more time here than I do with my own family, so
you need that, right?
Yeah. We wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun.
So do they prank you, or are you pranking them? Or is there a lot of like...
I think it's just ongoing.
Yeah.
There is no set time, it's just a constant. So.
Is there a specific memory you can share of something that you found hilarious or really fun, or something that was just like, what a great way to just make us all have a little bit more relaxed atmosphere?
I think just general day-to-day. There is no one-off, it's just constant. So I can't think of one individual thing, which I can't even say about on camera either. So, but I think it's just more of just the whole team vibe is really cool.
Yeah. Like, and it's not just the pit crew, it's with the drivers as well, right?
I don't do much with the drivers here. I look after drivers other places, but the drivers have their own physios because they kind of travel with them. They have their own relationships. I try to focus purely on these guys, really. So,
do you guys trade those other physios? Do you guys trade, like different tips or practices that you're seeing?
Oh yeah, it's constant dialogue. Yeah, we're good. We all work really well together. Yeah. So I have a group of physios I've worked with over 20 years. We call them some heroes, and then we just all kind of bounce ideas off each other. It's all a good support act, really. So again, it's family, isn't it? So I spend 43 weeks a year on the road. So we have to have that support really. Otherwise, it's a bit solo. So,
what is your favorite junk food?
Junk food?
Yeah. What's your do you eat junk food? And
yeah, I guess so.
It's kind of like that thing. You're like, man, I am craving this so bad. I'm maybe end of season, right?
The easiest go-to is pizza, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely pizza. Or a good burger, but it has to be a good burger.
Oh, okay. What do you like on your burger?
Actually, my latest one was over. Where was I? I was in Atlanta, and I bought this burger. It's the most expensive burger ever. Sorry. And it was amazing. It was just a plain old cheeseburger, but whatever they did to it was incredible. So
that sounds so good. What about beer?
Beer, I like a strong lager.
Strong lager. All right.
Something cool. Like
What do you, from a physio perspective, what would you suggest I do? I mean, I've got a little bit of some work I could have.
I think we'll see what you're doing currently. And we'll work on the individual gaps, okay?
Yeah. If you could give one exercise that we could share with everybody watching, what do you think is a really good exercise for being limber, awakening the mind, and getting those reflexes going?
I think we would look at, we're splitting down to mobility, cardio for looking at efficiency of the engine, and then strength and conditioning really. So, but I think the biggest key I can give to anybody is just keep it going. It's regularity. You can do any exercise, but as long as you're doing it regularly, that's the key to everything. Nothing's going to fix you, but regularity is the thing that's key to everything. So.
And do you think that's mobility, cardio, and then strength training in that order, or?
No, we look at cardio as looking at the efficiency of the engine, just well-being, health, and then strength and conditioning to stability and support, injury-free, and then obviously mobility is about injury prevention, really. So, again, these guys are hanging over cars all day. Their backs are a mess. Their forearms are a mess. They've all got very similar injuries. We see a lot of repetition in that, so it's quite easy to then plot how we then work around that. Yeah. You'll see later on, we're going to do an activation test before the pit stops. We'll warm them up. It's about turning the brain on. It's about warming the body up. It's about getting them used to getting to that mindset of they've got to be quick for that pit stop then. But we try and do that with a bit of fun. It's a big game really, so it's not too serious.
You guys do contests and stuff? Who's the fastest or who?
Yeah. So we do a game where the most obvious thing is what we're going to do today is a game of heads, shoulders, knees, and toes, and then we kind of race to get a cone. It's really simple. It's not too serious. The serious stuff comes after that. So
yeah. No prizes?
The prizes.
Little award or something?
We're all competitive people. So
yeah, right.
We're here for a reason, right?
I love it. Well, let's talk about prepping. How do you prep for something like this?
For me personally, I just survive. I just go from one to the next.
Yeah. Do you have it all down already?
Yeah, we have routines. So I send out a list in the morning every evening. That gives everybody a booking slot, and then that way I can manage my day. And then the guys, depending on what I have, obviously a good understanding of what's wrong with all of them. So we can then just pick away. This week's been pretty good for us because we can just work away on preventative measures. We've not had that many kind of big problems with nobody hurt their back, for example, or we've not had big injuries. Touch wood. Still got a few days to go. So, but here we've just been looking after just the constant aches and niggles that people have been having.
Yeah. So do you also deal with the weather environment? Vegas is extremely dry. Making sure people have good lotion or here also a saline solution in the nose. Are you guys dealing with that?
Not so much with that now because again, it's a balance between everybody's getting on with it and then just giving them sort of a trickle of support really. So
I see. Okay.
We look at obviously electrolyte balance for temperature. That's very, very important. We look at nutrition based on energy levels for what they need to do throughout the day. So I work quite closely with the chefs. So we'll help build that kind of menu up for when they need the energy the most. We look at ambient temperatures throughout the race weeks. And obviously we've got a good idea of how it's going to be at each race now and what's going to happen at each race. Here's probably the worst we can go to all year. Just, again, going back to the time differences. So
yeah, and you guys are just hammering down to the
it's a bit of survival, really. Yeah. And we know we've got a few races left, and Qatar next week will be a bit easier, and then Abu Dhabi will be the last race. So everybody up for it.
And you guys are celebrating in Abu Dhabi and let loose in terms of You know, once the race
It'll
is
be game
done?
on. It will still be
Yeah.
game
Oh,
face
boy.
all day. Yeah. All good. It doesn't finish until the end. So
Would you guys have a race like Brazil where you have amazing results? Do you personally worry about what's going to happen that night?
no, I go with it. Unfortunately, I wasn't even in Brazil. I was in Bahrain.
Oh no!
But they phoned me at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, that's fine.
They were still in the bar at 4 a.m. So
Okay.
yeah.
And then finally, like when it's off season, do you give them homework like at home, like, you know, continue doing XYZ and eating a certain
Yeah,
way?
so next year, so in January, they go through a 2-day kind of testing assessment. We're going to go over to Canterbury University. They've got this brand new sports science development there. And the whole team go through all a load of individual testing. We get all the baselines set. We look at all the mobility. And then from that, we can then design a routine for each of the individuals. And then through February, when they're doing car build, we're going to run loads of workshops, and we'll go from personal training, personal stretch clinics, through to big like ride days, cardio days, where they'll all come and do group sessions, and that will trickle in all pre-season. So,
Yeah.
and then they'll have their own routines, which we monitor with various different software. Again, the wood bands play a big part in that. So we have a group where I can see how fatigued everybody's been, how much sleep they're all getting, how their bodies are coping. So if I come in like today, I can look at who's on that list, who's struggling, and I can immediately target the people at the bottom of the list who are in the red.
Yeah.
I can start looking at why are they in the red, are they not sleeping properly, are they not hydrated, whatever's going on.
Data is king.
Data's everything, yeah.
And you just reminded me of one final question before I let you get back is sleep. So
Sleep's everything.
so important, and you guys are traveling everywhere. Do you have any tips or tricks you can share with people around dealing with time zone changes and sleep deprivation?
It's funny because a lot of people ask me this.
I
get
bet.
this a lot of time. And I think a lot of the time we're just so tired, you just sleep. What we try to do, in a perfect world, we would try to change time zone the week before. So like ideally last week we would have tried to come over to this time zone, but sometimes a lot of the time when we're doing like triple headers, we just don't have the opportunity. So a lot of time it is just cope with what we've been given at the time. But then we look at melatonin to help people go to sleep, or we use something called NTR, which is called nighttime recharge. And that's a really positive thing from one of our suppliers. And it's basically magnesium, various different vitamins. So the melatonin helps you obviously go to sleep if you're struggling with that. The NTR helps you stay asleep. So it's not like a sleeping drug, it's just more vitamins, minerals, getting the right ingredients into your body to give it just that boost really. So, and we're just trying to promote good health and good strategy with that. And the rest follows really. So
Amazing. Peter, thank you so much.
Okay.
I appreciate your time. Have an amazing race.
thanks man, nice to meet you.
Likewise.
All right.
Yeah.